What's up, you guys? Welcome to a new episode of Shooting the Salt. I am your host, Oriona75. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. I'm panicking. Just a little. Can you see it right here in my face? Panic. Oh, God. Okay, I think I know what it is. I'm going to stop and restart. I should have just stopped it first before I did that. What am I doing? I don't know. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully. I'm watching to make sure. The panic smile. It's the panic smile. Yeah, this is the panic smile. Oh. Y'all, I've been panicked about this live stream all day. Like, I've been having a mild panic attack. I don't know if I just, became clairvoyant and I knew something was going to go wrong. But that's where I am right now. I was like, I don't know. I've been panicked about it all day, and it's just bleh. I can't guarantee that I won't say anything interesting. Okay, it looks like it's working now. Yay! Oh, yay. Oh, and of course now it's buffering again on the other side. This over here, at least for me, which is backwards, as I'm looking at it on my screen here, is where I where I look at your comments and see that everything's working properly. Oh, jeez, I'm having heart palpitations. All right, okay, let's pray this continues to work. Y'all, I'm sorry. No, don't run Discord when it's hot. Y'all, I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see if that fixes it. Please let it fix it, because we're already 5 minutes in. Yikes. All the yikes. Okay, it looks like it's kind of caught up to where I was and hopefully skipped all that craziness. So let's start. Welcome to Shooting the Salt, you guys. I'm your host, Oriona75. You can call me Ori. We are on Season 12, Episode 20 of Supernatural, titled Twigs and Twine and Tasha Banes, directed by our own ever so lovely Richard Speight Jr. So we start off in a boarding house in Wyoming, and we quickly learn that this beautiful woman is Tasha Banes, which we assume is relative to Max and Alicia. And she checks in, and there's creepy old woman, and she's, oh, I like your ring. Oh, well, now I know if it comes missing, who took it? Like, really? Who really does that? I don't want to say creepy old people, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe I'm being mean and stereotypical to older people. But anyway, I'm going to stop before I get my butt kicked when I get to Chicago in July, because my friend is not old, but she is older, and I feel like that would incite some ass kicking, and I would have to sleep outside in the garage. So Tasha gets checked in. She does what looks like a locator spell of some sort. And you see a call that she misses as she's trying to do this spell. And she says, reveal, reveal, reveal. And it's obviously a reveal spell. A spell of revelation of some sort so that she can find something. It leads her down to uber creepy, I said basement. It's a cellar. We don't have those things in Louisiana, so I didn't know what to call it. But she finds someone. I apologize. I had quite a few interruptions tonight, so I didn't quite, and I was running late, thus more panic about tonight's show going off without a hitch. But she notices something, and then all of a sudden she's stabbed. It's no bueno. And then, of course, title screen. So, and you guys feel free to, for those of you who are in the live stream, feel free to jump in with comments at any given point, and I'll get to those in a moment. And then we go to the bunker with the boys. And I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoyed I don't understand what's with the Super Mario power up. That was kind of a fun little Deanism, maybe? I don't know. Dean does these pop culture random things all the time, and I don't know. I personally loved that one. And they're trying to figure out what's up with Cass. He's not the same person that... He's somebody that Dean used to know. Okay, I'm gonna make that bad joke. Let's pretend that didn't happen. But yeah, he doesn't recognize him. Like, that's not the Cass I know. That's not the Cass that I'm used to. And then Sam, of course, reveals the broken Colt. Womp womp. Rip Colt. And he's going to try and fix it. He doesn't know if he can. He hopes so. So, and I think we all kind of hope, like, I get the Colt itself has been in play as far as the show too long. So I kind of get why the writers took it out of play, or had Dagon take it out of play, because it is kind of the easy answer to everything is shoot it with Colt. Colt will take care of it. Colt will take care of it. And then it becomes a really boring show, you know, with the exception of Ghosts. I would think you would still have to salt and burn Ghosts and whatnot. But, yeah, if it Colt does anything, well, they're running into anything a lot. And so it doesn't make for a good show if they can just go, Colt, Colt, Colt. So I kind of get it. I don't like it, but I kind of get it. Michelle is asking me, how could he fix it? It's melted. So if you looked at it really closely, when Sam held it up, it's not completely melted. Now, granted, that being said, I am not a gun expert. I don't know how to work this. I don't like guns. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Rifles, I'm okay with. Handguns, not so much. Long story. But there's kind of a pin that connects the handle portion with the chamber rounds with the barrel. Kind of puts it all together. And that's where she kind of melted the pieces, if I kind of saw what I thought I saw. Because, we've seen them with regular, more modern handguns take them apart and put them back together. I mean, older, more six-shooter Western type guns, you still had to kind of put them together. So, even though it's different, it would still, it would be there, you know. So it looks like they need to straighten a pin and re-weld something, straighten something out. I don't know. And then maybe they can put stuff back together. I don't know. I don't know. I'm guessing. Hoping and guessing. But it makes me wonder, even if they fix the mechanical issues that are wrong with it and they're able to put it back together, will it still work? Because in my mind, there's a lot of enchantment and magical things about it. So even if they fixed what's wrong with it, would it still work the same? Or is it the bullets? Is it a combination of the gun and the bullets? Because we know that they had to make more bullets because they ran out of the originals. And so they have the spell that mimics them. But is it the gun, or is it really the bullets that are doing the dirty work? I guess dirty work isn't really the right phrase here, but you get what I'm trying to say. Is it the gun, or is it the bullets that really does the actual killing? Or is it a combination of the two? I'd like to think that it's a combination of the two, you know, and I think they did address that when they first brought the Colt into play. But I'll be perfectly honest with you, I've only done one watch through. I'm not one of these people who does multiple watch throughs, so, you know. Let's see, Michelle, I figured it would have to be remolded. It's still a sense of things would have to be remolded and then put back together. So you might be right. That might be a possibility. Does it need to be made under the light of Halley's Comet or something magical like that? That's also a possibility. I feel like that there was something about that in the earlier seasons, but I would have to go back to that episode with Dean and the poncho. That, nice blanket. I think a lot of the questions that I'm thinking of would be answered in that episode. I'm sorry, I keep fidgeting with my necklace. It's just not sitting right, and it's driving me nuts. Anywho, where were we? Broken coal. Gonna try and fix it. And then Alicia calls. There's a random phone. They figure, the guys find it. I thought it was Cass's or one of Cass's. Why he would leave it there, I don't know. But that was my initial thought until they realized, oh, maybe this is an extra of Mom's. And they answer it, and it's Alicia and Max in the background. And Mom's on a trip. Mom's on a hunting trip, and she hasn't been home in a few days. And that was literally the first thing in my mind. And then Sam said the thing. Sam, like literally my notes, all caps, Sam said the thing when they're talking about it. And Max is like, no, everything's fine. And Alicia's like, I don't think so. And so, but yeah, Sam said the thing. Dean, their mom's on a hunting trip. She hasn't been home in a few days. I was like, yes. And Dean's look after that, he was like, damn it, you're right. So Sam's kind of turning Dean's words back against him in not a revengey type way, but in a, look, dude, you came to me with the same thing, so what have you. And then we flash over to the makeshift British Men of Letters bunker, and Mary is full of spikes or something, and then there's Ketch, and he's all grr. Well, that's not new for Ketch, but and then there's two Marys, and I was like, Shifter? And obviously it is. Dean reaches out to Mary, and I like the fact that when he does call her, it's not just, hey, we're trying to find Tasha Barnes. Max and Alicia called. We could use your help. But it's also, there's some crap going down, and I could use my mom. I could stand to talk to you just for the sake of talking to you. And that made me kind of feel good, because Dean's very much, understandably, mind you, but since Mary left, he's been kind of, I don't want to say completely hands-offish, but he's held Mary very much at arm's length, in my opinion. So, and then of course we go back to the British Men of Letters temporary bunker, and it is a shapeshifter, and yikes. And he thinks he's going to get something over on Ketch because he looks like Mary. And he's like, well, you have a twitch. And he's like, I always have a twitch. And I'm like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden the shapeshifter becomes Ketch. And it's Ketch with an American accent. And it's like, okay, logically, I know that David Hayden Jones is from Canada. And I watched something over Christmas on the Hallmark Channel with him in it and didn't recognize him until much later. And someone else pointed it out. And I was like, I watched that like 3 times. Because the Hallmark Channel plays every Christmas movie over like 40 million times during Christmas. And it was, I guess I've just gotten used to seeing and hearing David as Ketch, that hearing a different accent, it's kind of weird. Like, I read a lot of David's tweets that he puts out, and in my head, when I read them, it's still Ketch voice, not David voice. So it threw me off. I was like, oh, it's weird. It's odd. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So, it's very weird. So the boys show up. They meet up with Max and Alicia, and they realize that it's a borrower witch. That is very difficult to say. And which we find out is a witch that does not have any natural talent, but gets their powers from a demon deal. And I don't think that this is something that we've ever heard of before. Like that I feel like we've heard that there's natural witches, and then there's those who don't have their powers naturally, that it's not an inherited thing, but I don't think that there's been that much spoken or differentiated about within the show. So it was kind of cool that they kind of made that clarification and whatnot. And then Max has a boner for Baby. That's what I wrote. Max really likes Baby. And who doesn't? I mean, it's Baby. Come on. Who doesn't have a boner for Baby? I don't even have a boner, and I have a boner for Baby. I mean, come on. And I like that they went to the back, and they have pointed out this grenade launcher, 3 times this season? Like, at least? Can't I use the grenade launcher? No, it's too loud. Oh, man. Like, please. I'm not even going to say before the show ends. Before the season ends. Please let Jensen, Dean, whichever, both, use the dang grenade launcher. Please. Just before the season's over. Good grief. Let's see, what else? Oh, and then there's a conversation between Alicia and Sam about natural witches and how Alicia technically doesn't have any powers. She did not get the natural gift that Max got it. And they start asking about growing up in they kind of commiserate over growing up in the life, and she asked about Mary, and he kind of glosses over, like, well, she kind of died, and now she's kind of back. Thanks, Amara. I mean, but really, how do you bring that up easily in conversation? I don't know. And Michelle says about the grenade launcher, when it finally gets used, but it's Sam who uses it. Can I just tell you, like, I get that, and to some extent it would be kind of funny, and we all know how much of a Sam girl I am, but let Dean use the grenade launcher. Dean, not Sam. Please. Just want that poor baby to use his grenade launcher, dang it. Okay. So they found out from the vegan restaurant where Ma Barnes, God, that sounds horrible, where Ms. Barnes, their mom, was staying. And they get there, and all of a sudden there's a man, a very disheveled man, popping out of the basement. Because that's not weird or creepy or odd, which I'm glad they kind of brought that in. Oh, and so then they walk in about to ask Andy where their mom is, and there's Mom, which maybe it was just me, but Miss Barnes did not quite look old enough to be their mother until Alicia stood next to her. Not to say that it made her look older, it made Alicia look so much younger. I don't know. It was just a really weird thing for me. Like, I thought maybe cousin, aunt, something like that, because I couldn't really remember what they had said in their original episode about whether or not their mom was alive or what have you. But that was my initial thought, because, I looked up the name of the episode. Oh, Tasha Banes. Like, obviously she's going to be related to the twins, and we know the twins are in this episode. But Mom, I was like, Mom held up very well. And then, like, when they're all in the same room, I was like, she don't look old enough. She don't look old enough to be Mom. And then Alicia stood next to her, and then I was like, okay, Alicia looks much younger next to her, so yeah. Okay, now I can see Mom. I've got Barnes on here, but you're right. It would be Bane. But wouldn't it? I'm so confused. I'm going to look it up on my phone, which has 50 million things on here. And let's see. Like, there's so many notifications on here. While that's pulling up, or trying to pull up, Let me do this while I'm at it. Come on. My phone's not cooperating with me. Here we go. While we're looking that up. Oh, so that was the other thing. Mom was acting odd, which obviously we know why now. But Tasha was, it just, I don't know, it just struck me as, yeah, but we know, so Michelle made the comment that Rowena doesn't look old either. She's over 300, which means she's obviously used some witchy magic, other than the fact that Ruthie Connell is absolutely gorgeous. That has nothing to do with it. I mean, it has everything to do with it, but let's see. Banes. I wrote Barnes. I wrote Barnes on everything. I've got Barnes on the title of this video. I've got it in the description, so I screwed up. But it is Banes. Tasha Banes. Max and Alicia Banes. Sorry. So yeah, Mom's acting odd. They go up to her room for wine, which the boys didn't really, they're like, wine? We don't, whiskey? Bourbon? Something different? Magic don't crack. Oh my Lord, Michelle. No ma'am. I can't with you. Anyway, Mom goes to open the wine bottle and breaks her finger in the process somehow. And I don't want to like throw myself out there, but I've never broken a finger opening a bottle of wine, and I've opened a few. But I mean, plot point. What are you going to do? And then we go back to, she breaks it and then she acts like it's nothing, and then she fixes it, of course, and has Sam open the bottle of wine. Good job, Jared. Well done. Because we know he's the wine person. Oh, and so then we go back to temporary British Mail Letters bunker. Ketch and Mary are walking down the hall post attempted interrogation, which apparently didn't go well. And Ketch is like, hey, round 2. And she's like, no, we agreed it's a one-time thing. And I was like, oh, well. I don't know how I felt about that, but I'm going to get blushy and sit here and blush about it. I don't know. But Mary's like, no, one-time deal. Sorry, not happening. I don't know what's happening in the chat right now. What? Twigs? What? I don't understand. So they have this whole, Ketch and Mary have this whole fight over the shifter torture and whatnot. If he went too far, like there are other methods. Mary's just like, yeah, I'm not buying this, that this is the way things are done. And then Mary brings up Mick, like, I haven't gotten any emails, no phone calls, I haven't seen him. Mary's starting to get suspicious. And of course, as we know, rightly so. And then we go back to Wyoming, and Dean and Tasha have a sit-down chat on the couch. Y'all, the thing that got me so much was Dean fisting the wine glass. I mean, because anybody else is going to hold a wine glass like, oh, you know, just a couple of fingers or whatever, or just underneath the goblet. He's like, like, let me use my mug. He's holding the stem of the mug, of the wine glass, like caveman drinking wine. It was I don't know why that cracked me up so hard, but it did. Just, caveman drink wine. So, like, I hope Jared doesn't let Jensen drink that like that. Although it'd still be funny. Anyway, and then they have this whole conversation, and Dean also glosses over Mary not being there, just leaves it as it's complicated. And of course, Tasha's like, it normally is with family, blah, 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 blah. And Tasha kind of normalizes Mary for Dean, which I think is something that we as a fandom, at least from what I've seen on Tumblr, which is why I say we, because the people who are watching the live stream that at least I know of right now are on Tumblr, and they've probably seen this. But, you know, when Mary left the boys initially and said she needed her space, there was lots of arguing about that. And rightly so, because she's been gone, but now she's back, and she has to catch up, and it's just very... And there was this whole argument between Dean and Mary about, you know, act like my mom. And she's like, well, I'm trying, but I'm not. You have to realize you're an adult, and I'm not just your mom anymore. And I think as grown children, sometimes we have problems with that. And I like the phrase that Tasha said, that, you know, we grow up kind of idolizing our parents, and then when we're grown, we kind of realize they're just humans too. You know, they're going to make mistakes. They're not going to do everything right. And so I've tried really hard to instill that in my kids now. Like, I'm going to screw up a lot. Yeah. So we had that nice little normalizing Mary moment. I don't think that... I don't think I'm going to remember where my train of thought was about to go. Yeah, that's what's about to happen right there. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. So Mary's walking down the hall. She listens to Dean's message and gets kind of nostalgic, leaves one of her own. And then as she's walking into the center hub, I guess you could say, of the temporary British Men of Letters bunker, she overhears Ketch talking about a package, and it's on its way. You'll see it when you get there, and we're wondering, what is it? Is he sending it to Dr. Hess, aka Dr. Umbridge, as I've deemed her? And her phone goes off, and she quickly swipes, you know, to kill the call. And Ketch kind of notices, and I think Mary kind of realizes he heard it, and so she's like, well, may as well go ahead and come in. And she's like, well, I use Mick's computer to check my email. And so we have creepy hovering Ketch. I feel like for some reason, at some point somewhere, Ketch kind of I don't want to say redeemed himself, but like I kind of started to like him. And I'm going to blame most of that on David Hayden Jones, but like tonight, I'm way over. I'm way over Ketch. Way over, like, So we have creepy hovering Ketch. We have Mary checking emails, finds one from Mick. I don't think she's buying it. He's like, oh, look, see, I told you. We're not having pints and headed to Seville or whatever he had said to her. But Mary's like, not so much. Not so much. Michelle says phones on TV vibrate so much louder than phones in real life. I don't know. Depending on what surface my phone is on, it can be fairly loud. Anyway, Sam had offered to go pick up their food from the vegan restaurant. When he gets back, he gets Dean out the room and realizes that the guy that they saw coming out of the cellar has been missing for a month, as per a flyer they find in the restaurant. And so, yeah. And then we go down, the camera pans down the hall, and the creepy old lady is making some kind of Blair Witch straw man something or other thing. Which, I have to say, this episode, like, I kind of felt like was one of those where you knew who they were looking for right off the drop. Or maybe I just did because I watch the show so much and I'm into it, and I I watch a lot of Criminal Minds and NCIS and Bones, and so I'm like, I know who did it. I know who it is. You ain't fooling me. I got you. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Oh, boy, I jumped ahead earlier. So this is the point when Mary actually calls back. Sorry for not being around, but I need to finish this, which makes me think that Mary's not just there because she wanted to align herself with the British men of letters. I think she knows that there is something going on. Like, there's something just not cool going on, and I think she's trying to get to the bottom of it, and she was trying to leave the boys out of it as much as possible, despite her trying to convince them to join. I think she's realized something's not quite up. Sam and Dean, they break into the cellar, and there's this comment of, smells like death. And I'm like, look, I've met Julian Riching. He smells wonderful, and he's very sweet. Okay? Which is also one of those things, they've met death. So Dean would know what death smells like. Like actual death. And I don't think, because he never made a comment on it, I don't think death smells like that bad at all. Not at all. Not buying it. Max decides he is heading, well, not decides, but he has set up a date with bartender from vegan restaurant, and so he's headed out. He sees that the boys are down in the cellar and pops down there, and by then the guys have discovered two bodies. One was the missing guy, the other one was Andy, and now they've also discovered that the third one is Tasha. Max comes down. Hey, figured you might be down here. Oh, crap. And part of me was upset that he wasn't like, well, almost immediately, that he wasn't upset and all, who's that upstairs with my sister? Who did I just leave up there with my sister? But at the same time, I like that it wasn't an immediate point, and they did show this extended point of grief, because I think that's realistic, and I think that was more than likely a Dick Spate decision. I'm gonna credit Dick with that. Good job, Dick. I appreciated that. But in my head, I'm still going, who did you just leave upstairs with your sister if that's not your mom? Hello. So and they all comment that the hearts are gone. Poor Max, poor baby. I'm trying to skip ahead because we started late and I'm running out of time. Oh, Mary decides to go and check out the package. We find out it's in a long box, which looks like a body. And my first thought was shapeshifter. And of course she looks in there and it's, oh, poor Mick. Poor Mick. So shipping, because my first thought was British Men of Letters. They like to investigate and figure things out. So maybe they're sending the shapeshifter body back to, because they never showed that they killed the shapeshifter. I don't know, like, shifter's still alive, dead, what's happening there. But it's Mick. Poor Mick. And she leaves out and gets to duck into this room, and there is a wall of everyone. And I say everyone, there were 6, and I'm missing somebody, but there was Garth, Garth, Eileen, Claire, both of our beloved Winchester boys, and I missed the sixth face. I don't remember if it was Mary or if it was someone else, but yikes. And she quickly calls Dean, something ain't right. Ketch finds her, of course, and in my opinion, my favoriteest fight scene went down. I don't know why this was so much my favorite, y'all, but like the whole fight scene between Ketch and Mary, it was well choreographed. It was well executed. Like, I just loved it from start to finish. Like, I'm just, get 'em, Mary. Oh, Mary was the 6th picture. Great. So that takes care of that. Thank you. Once again, I was massively distracted tonight while watching. But yeah, I was, get 'em, Mary. Yes, take him out. I had way too much fun watching that fight. And Mary did kick his butt. And and it's like, she's all brass knuckles, and he's like, brass knuckles only work on angels. And she's like, yeah, but if I kick you in the balls, it works just fine. And knucks are knucks. Whap! And I was like, yes, she's gonna get out of there. And then, like, he tasers her. I was like, cheating ass bastard. Cheater. Cheated. She kicked your ass. Sore loser. Mr. I'm heartless and I can kill anything. Oh. Anyway, okay, sorry. And so then we have, we go back to Wyoming, and Max is busting in. Wait, what? Michelle, I flashed back to Osric. Why isn't there a human tablet? Because humans are squishy. That must have been a Shy-Con that I was not at. Or maybe that was an episode that I don't remember. So that we go back to Wyoming. Max busts in. Who the hell are you? This was also another point where I was being massively distracted. Alicia's like, what are you doing? What the heck is happening? Why are you trying to hurt our mom? And some portion, he uses the same reveal spell that she had used at the beginning, and reveals basically the true nature of his mom, which, into the hall, go get her. And so Dean and Max rush to the end of the hall. She, of course, reveals herself like, duh, it's me. Duh. And blah, 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 blah. She offered to teach Tasha. Tasha was like, no, spit in your face. Not gonna happen. Why do I need you to teach me? I'm a natural witch. And she calls them dolls, which I guess basically makes sense. I mean, they're wooden stick figures, so, but yeah, the Andy doll was throwing Sam like a rag doll, and which offers the same deal to Max. Take over for me, take over my deal, so that I don't have to have my soul go to hell because I don't want to. Here's my loophole, and so that I can get out of it. And all the dolls live, your mom lives, because it's her heart, it has her memories, even though the body isn't really her. And so Max is about to take the ring. Dean kind of breaks through some of the spell holding him to the chair, shoots the witch, and she drops the ring, and it's all over, and saves Max from basically selling his soul. Mom dies and goes poof. Andy doll goes poof. They all become ash, but not before Mom stabs Alicia. Sam's trying to get her to stay. They're gonna fix it. I'm gonna get there, Michelle. I saw that. But Alicia is gone. And I'm very upset by this, but we'll get to that in a second. And I was like, damn it, writers, why? Why do you give us these wonderful female characters and then take them away? Like, I'm telling you guys, if they hurt Eileen, y'all, if they take out I'm not expecting Eileen to become any type of series regular or anything like that, or more often or whatnot, but if they kill Eileen, I'm gonna have a hard time watching the rest of this series. I'm just telling you. Oh! So, Dean and Sam are trying to tell Max, look, we need to take care of it. We need to burn the bodies. This is not what you really want. Yes, also if Garth dies, we also riot. But if Eileen dies, we riot. If Garth dies, we riot. Like, there will be massive rioting. Like, I hope the writers realize this. Like, we love you, but we'll hate you. I don't even know if we love you at this point. Max says he'll take care of it. He says, guys, get out. I'll take care of this. I'm not touching that one. I'll take care of it. And then Dean and Sam back in Baby, heading back to their bunker. They have this whole conversation about, you did the right thing, you know, and they have this whole thing about, yeah, we do bad things, but, you know, that's basically selling your soul to a demon, and I'm like, Dean, you did that, honey. You sold your soul to a demon for Sam. And Sam, Puddin' Pop, you tried to do the same thing. Just saying. Just saying. So, but I get where they're coming from. Like, they've made those decisions. They know where those roads lead, and it's never anything good. So, and then we see Max bring Alicia back with the same spell. But this is something that I partially noticed. I apologize once again, kids, whatnot. It looked like he used the spell, but he did not use the ring. And we saw before he ran out and before he lit Alicia's actual body on fire and started burning the place down, he grabs the ring and the witch's spell book. I don't think we actually saw him wear it. And I feel like there's this loophole that he has to actually wear the ring in order to take on the deal. Because with her being dead, in theory, the deal's fulfilled. She's still going to go to hell. You know what I'm saying? So if the power is wrapped up in the ring, then, you know, I don't think that would mesh, is what I'm trying to say. Anywho, Dean gets the message, realizes there's something wrong. Sammy, we've got Mary. She's now Mary in the interrogation room, arguing with Ketch. And all of a sudden, there's this British woman who shows up. Oh, we're just getting started. And can I tell you, from the minute she opened her mouth, I was like, Tony's back. Son of... But I am interested to see in the dynamic between Ketch and Tony, because, and I apologize for the excess noise. Kids, what do you do? I really think that Lady Bevel's son could possibly be Ketch's son. And we know Lady Bevel is afraid of Ketch. But that doesn't mean there aren't some residual feelings there for her. And I think that some of that's going to be uncovered. And I think that Ketch, despite him saying, well, I just want to blow off steam, I think he actually has some kind of feelings for Mary, despite the whole fight. And I think that's going to bring out a little jealousy in Lady Bevel. So it should be interesting. And I agree with Michelle. She said something, she didn't feel like Max needed to take the deal to bring Alicia back. He's a natural witch. He just stole a spell. And I think that's actually what he did. I don't think he actually accepted the deal, even by taking the ring in the book. So, but that goes back into what I just said. So, anywho, so sorry we got started late, you guys. Thank you for hanging with me with my technical difficulties. This has been Shooting the Salt. I am your host, Oriona75, but of course you can call me Ori. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on the Twitter at Oriona75. You can also catch Tumblr updates at shootingthesalt.tumblr.com. Thank you guys. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. We're starting to run out of episodes for this season. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Have a good week.